It's me. I'm the one they're gonna fire. I'm gone.
You don't know that. But what if it is? If it is, stay calm, look him straight in the eye and say, I understand. Be a man, something good will come from it.
Michael, Mr. Kendrick wants to see you.
Pete is a great worker, and he's really afraid he's going to get fired.
And he's an excellent worker, you know.
Okay, Michael, I'm sorry. I know you've been with us for 14 years, but we are going to have to let you go.
I understand. Whoa! I thought I had 5 months to pay.
Pay your mortgage, that's all I got to say.
That's all you got for me.
That's all I got to say to you.
Thanks, Mr. Empathy.
That's right.
Appreciate it.
And if you touch the sign, there's gonna be a problem here.
Oh, there's gonna be a problem from you?
That's right.
What if I don't touch a sign? What if I'm this close?
Don't touch it.
What about this? Does that mess with the universe? Pretty close. You know, just trespassing. Go, shoo.
It's natural to feel frustrated from time to time. Even the best of us get caught up in negative emotions. It's even more important not to get down on yourself for getting angry, because then more than likely you're going to project that anger out onto others, even people you love. The key is to realign with your original authentic passion and then commit to it. And don't accept anything that doesn't support the real you. I'm going to send some friends to you, and they're experts, and they're going to show you how to use the keys.
Really?
You know what the keys are, right?
Hi, I'm Elizabeth. I got your message.
I'm sorry, you must have the wrong house.
Your subconscious sent for me. Sometimes we're not always aware of it, but you sent for me.
Look, if this is gonna end with you giving me some kind of pamphlet, can we just cut to the chase?
No, I'm here to show you the keys and make sure you remember how to use them.
Okay, thank you. Just closing the door on the crazy visitor now. Thanks. You know that's the closet, right? Wow, what is this place?
Can I talk to Michael?
Sure, of course.
Okay, good. You have a habit of failing. You're used to failing. You know, and it's comfortable to fail for you.
Isn't that true?
Abused women will go back to their abusing husbands over and over and over. It's not a good thing, but it's comfortable. They're used to it. So you just have to believe that it's possible to create a success and set a goal, commit to it. And what I teach is something called the rule of 5. Take 5 action steps every day. Michael, when I did Chicken Soup for the Soul, which has now sold 500 million books around the world, it was rejected by 144 publishers over the course of 14 months. 144 publishers said people will not read those stories. It's a stupid title. It's not sexy. It's not urbane. You know, people don't read collections of short stories. And I could have given up after 100. If I'd given up after 100, I would not be standing here right now. Failure is part of success.
You might want to listen to what he has to say.
I'm all ears.
A few years ago, I was working 16 hours a day. I was failing in my business. So immediately I set about setting new standards for the whole of my life. I made a decision to use the key of appreciation and to look at all areas of my life and set new high standards for all those areas and commit to living at those high standards from that point onwards.
See, this guy makes sense to me because it's not some mystical process. It's not a 5-day retreat. He just made a decision. Bang, it's done.
That's all it takes.
Like that.
Within 3 years, I became a millionaire. In the following year, I made $1 million in just that year. And I did it by working half the time. You can start by setting standards in all the areas of your life that you're unhappy with, or even angry with, and decide how you really want to feel in those areas. And just one day at a time, just stick at that standard. Once I set standards, I discovered and appreciated my true self. And as my true self, I changed. And when I changed, everything changed for me.
I love this guy. He's so stylish and perfect, though. I don't think I can do what he's doing. I do want to be him in my next life, though. We're going to stick at my standards. Shall we? Stick at our standards. Go ahead, say it 5 times fast. I dare you.
Stick to your
Say it.
standards?
Yeah.
You should stick to your standards.
Say it fast. Stick to your standards.
Stick to your standards, 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 stick to your standards.
Okay.
Find out something that lights you up, something that gives you excitement, that makes you want to get out of bed in the morning. You know, when I was younger, someone had me sit down and write a list of 20 things I love to do. And then he said, find a way to make money doing that which you love. A friend of mine is a surfer. The woman who surfs, she loves surfing. So how do you make money surfing? She takes women executives on her boat in Hawaii for a week, and she teaches them how to surf. And what she notices is whatever that shows up in their fear of approaching surfing or how they approach it is the same thing that shows up in the boardroom and in their offices. And she charges like $5,000 or $10,000 a person. She makes $50,000 or $60,000 a month doing what she loves. So Michael, find out what it is you love to do, and then ask yourself, how could I make a living doing that? And you may have to experiment with a number of different things, but if you stick with it long enough, you'll find a way to live your life of passion. A friend of mine said, when your vocation feels like a vacation, you have arrived. And that's possible for everybody.
You know, man, my life has often felt like an 18-wheeler going downhill through the mountains without any brakes. I've created, closed, and currently operate multiple businesses. I've been on the brink of foreclosure not once, but twice. So by 2008, life was going really well. And then I got the call. And it was my mom. She told me that my stepfather, who had raised me since I was 10, lay dying. I went there immediately. And as I held his hand, I had a profound vision that really shook me to my core. A vision of my own funeral. And as I lay in the casket, I could hear the words being spoken graveside. Here lies Steve Olsher. He dedicated his life to chasing the almighty dollar. And that's all that was said. And I honestly feel like my stepfather spoke to me through that physical connection. Holding his hand, he was saying to me, this is your inevitable fate if you do not change course. And I immediately began to reinvent my life. You see, I believe that we each have one very specific, powerful gift to share. And I call that gift your what. So the question I have for you is, what is your what?
What is my what?
What is my what? What is your what?
What is my what?
What is your what?
There's really only 2 types of people. Those who meander through life and never really get to where they were predestined to go, and those who choose to live their passion.
First, he learned how to meditate, which enabled him to remain emotionally centered, sleep better, and even open up to some of his clients. Meditation also strengthened his thought force by aligning his thoughts with the powerful laws of nature. Life began to flow a little. Second, he stopped complaining, and this immediately elevated the depressed vibrations that he was putting out into the world. And third, he took action. I think many people experience this dark night of the soul at some point in their lives, but it's funny, when you hit bottom, often there's a small voice waiting for you that says, hey, there's nowhere to go from here but up. It's at that point, if we accept 100% personal responsibility, not only for how we got into the situation, but how we're going to get out, that we have the opportunity to break through those self-imposed limitations and eliminate any of our negative core beliefs.
Do you see those statues? They tried to run away from their own fear, but they were pulled back by their suppressed emotions. Finally, they became so caught up in their own denial that they literally froze within their inner turmoil.
You can tell me that with a straight face.
That is what happened.
I'm sorry, but that is the worst scare story I've ever heard in my whole life ever. Frozen in time by their fear and denial.
Did you see them?
I see him. Oh, look at that.
Your greatest fear is simply the realization that you create it all. It's up to you. It's up to you. It's up to you.
Without a doubt, the craziest dream I've ever had. It was really vivid, though, almost like watching a movie or being in one.
Coffee truck's here if you want anything.